WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, X, and our website, www.wvtcdetroit.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users. Thank you for tuning to WVTC Radio Detroit and the Community Bell Show with your host, former Wayne County Commissioner Edna Bell. Stay tuned for insightful information Detroiters will find valuable. Text a friend and tell them to watch with you for news you can use. And now, your host, Edna Bell.
Hello, hello, hello. It is Monday, 2025, the first Monday of 2025. How about that? Welcome to the Community Bell Show. We are so happy to have you, and we're just happy to be here on the first Monday of 2025. 2024 is gone. That's probably a good thing, but we're just glad to be here on the first Monday of 2025. We have a couple of guests for you today, but our first guest is a very special young man, and he's got some serious information he needs to share with the community, and we need all of you to share it with everyone that you know. Mr. Maurice Morton, attorney Maurice Morton, is a young man I've known since before he was an attorney. He's a
Right.
young man that's has become part of my family, as a matter of fact. Love this young man, smart young man, always working in the community, former assistant prosecutor in Wayne County, former headmaster of the School of Science and Performing Arts. If you know where that is, on Jefferson, and there's always traffic jams when school is letting out at about 3. You can't get through there. Don't try to go down Jefferson at that time of day. You'd be in trouble. But we welcome you, Maurice, to the Community Bell Show. Thank you so much for being able to be with us. And I know this is going to be something that is not as pleasant as we would like it to be. So we're going to have you come back on a pleasant note. But today, I know
Right.
you've got some information you'd like to share with the community, and we need the community's help. So, Maurice, you're on.
Well, thank you for having me, Mother Bell. Really appreciate it. It is unfortunate. The song you had playing prior to coming on, "You Should Be a Witness." Well, that's what we need. We need witnesses. My niece has been missing. This is the 5th day now since last Thursday. Her name is Ashley Elkins. I know it's all over social media. Today, we've done multiple interviews with, the local media, so you'll see it on the news. But she's a 30-year-old mother of 2. Her children are 10 years old and 7. She lives in Warren, Michigan. That's where she was. What the family believes, she was abducted from Warren. Her phone last pinged at a location in Roseville, which happens to be the home of an ex-boyfriend that she had been dating for a year. And there's information out there that he had been stalking her. And so we're now on day 5. We've had multiple police agencies investigating: Warren Police Department, Roseville. There was even a tip given that she was seen being dragged into a home on the west side of Detroit. We know that location was searched on the outside of the home. However, it's shocking to say that the police never went inside the home, because Detroit police said it's Warren Police Department's jurisdiction. Warren said it was Roseville's jurisdiction.
Oh, no,
Roseville said it was Warren. So it's that circular. Yeah, we're playing that game. And so, we've been posting to the media. Last night, I put some, I'm very upset, very angry, that the family has not gotten a lot of response. We did today, though. I'll report on that. But last night, I put something on social media that said, I don't want to make this about race, but too often our Black and brown women, when they're missing, it's not taken seriously. And when it is, it's too late. As a former prosecutor, I know that with the first 48 hours are critical in
Yes.
locating a missing person. And so, we don't need police out there thinking, oh, it's after the new year, she's probably partying, she's probably having a good time, let's wait the weekend. Well, the weekend has passed and now it's day 5. I did meet with the Warren Police Department. Chief Hawkins has been great. He's the commissioner there, and now they are taking the lead on this case. They are working with Roseville now on this case. But it is very disturbing that it took 5 days, for folks to finally go, whoa, today, we're very thankful for all the media that have reached out. We're thankful to you for having me on the show, because, someone out there in the community knows something. So we need witnesses to step forth. We need Ashley to be returned home to her children.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, spell Ashley's name for us.
Yes, Ashley Elkins, Elkins.
Okay. Thank you. We will post that. But it's important that people, as they say, see something, say something.
Yeah, exactly.
If you see
And
something that doesn't look quite right, say something.
say something. And I meant to mention, she was last in her vehicle, which is a 2009 Chevy Malibu, gray in color. She was wearing all black, a black coat. She even had on some black Crocs with big ash on her shoes written in. She had on black pants. So, her face is all over social media. You can see photos there if you just look up her name. But if you've seen anything, heard anything, or suspicious of anything, reach out to the Warren Police Department, reach out to the Roseville Police Department, reach out to Detroit. They're aware of this as well. Just say something.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned that someone had seen her possibly being dragged into a house on somewhere on the west side of Detroit. Where on the west side of Detroit? Because we've got
But
folks
this
all over
was,
the place.
yeah, I'm trying to remember I don't know the exact address. It was Eileen Street. Um, this was apparently on Friday. They indicated it was an anonymous tip that she was, taken into that home. It turns out that the home happens to be owned by a relative of this ex-boyfriend.
Oh,
So there is some credibility, possibly, to that anonymous tip. Um, we need someone to search that home, right?
yeah.
We can't go in, but I know DPD can go in. We know Warren can go in, and Roseville. We've said this. I expect now, like I indicated today, the police have been very responsive today, fortunately. A lot of community support have poured in, a lot of calls have gone into the police. And so we're hopeful that, they'll do their job. I trust that they will. And we, like I said, we just want Ashley returned home safely.
I absolutely, absolutely. Now, Eileen, is that the 12th precinct or is that the 8th precinct?
Ooh, I think it's the eighth precinct. I know it's been reorganized since my days. Um,
But
but but as I indicated, it's I think that, the police are definitely aware of that location because they went there and they searched the exterior of the home.
not the interior.
They did not go inside.
Fortunate. Okay.
Right.
Well, we are going to keep her in prayer. It's one thing for us to have humans looking, but when God gets into it, it's a
Absolutely.
whole other story. And so what
Right.
we're going to do is make sure that she's in prayer and that she's going to be all right. We're going to find her safely, and her children will have a mother to come back home to.
Right.
They
Yeah, they're
How old are her children?
7 and 10 years old.
Oh, wow, babies,
Um, Yeah,
baby.
and I mean they don't know that she's missing right now. They think mommy is just away on a trip. They went to school today, and it's the mother of the missing young lady. She doesn't want to tell her grandchildren just yet, right? And
Of
yeah, so we want to stay hopeful, and that she's returned to her children, to her family, and that some information is given eventually.
Yes, and when what we have to say, we're going to put this in prayer, and we're going to say that God doesn't make any mistakes. We're going to make sure that everyone in the hearing of our station, which is pretty much all over the metropolitan Detroit area and all over the nation, actually, this will transfer, and
Excellent.
we'll say that Ashley's going to be home. Somebody will find her. Let somebody know. Somebody will see something and say something and tell the right people at the right time that this young lady needs to be home with her family.
Excellent. Well, we appreciate that. And I want to do say this one last thing, which is, if you're outside of Detroit, don't feel like, you're not impacted by this. It's our understanding, she could be in Detroit, she could be in Warren, she could be in Roseville, or even Flint. We heard some rumblings about something out in the Flint area. So if you're out in the Flint area, be on the lookout. Wherever you are, as you know, someone can be taken anywhere. If you see this an abandoned, gray, Chevy, yeah, that's her there. Malibu, 2009. There's a crack on the passenger side on the windshield. Let the authorities know. Let the police know as soon as possible. I mean, she's a beautiful young lady, 30 years old, very loving and caring, supporter of her family, of her children. Let's help. Let's reverse it and let's help find her. Um,
Yes,
you know,
this is going to be a wonderful reunion for her,
yes,
children,
yes.
her family. We're going to have a great reunion because we're going to find her and she's going to be okay. We're going to
Yes,
find her, and her car is missing also.
her car is missing. Also, we believe that that morning, someone happened to draw her outside her home,
Mhm.
and possibly took her in her vehicle and drove off. Um, we unfortunately no neighbors had Ring cameras, so it wasn't exactly seen. But however, as I indicated, this young man was seen around her home, an ex-boyfriend.
Well, we're gonna say that we're gonna just claim this. She's gonna be okay. We're gonna find her. She's gonna be fine.
Okay.
Her children will have their mother back, and everybody who's in the listening audience, watching audience on the internet, wherever you are, Ashley Elkins, l- look
Yeah.
for her. Lovely young lady, gray Malibu, crack on the windshield. Be
Yes.
sure to tell somebody. We will post it on
Yes.
WVTC. WVTC goes all over the state and all over the nation. So we
Excellent.
post it on WVTC, and somebody will see something and say something. Report this, and she's going to be fine. We're just going to
Excellent.
Ashley. We're going to claim it. We're going to put God's breath on you, and we're going to claim it.
Yeah.
Maurice, thank you so
Hashtag
much.
bring Ashley home. So if you're on social media, hashtag bring Ashley home. Send whatever information you have, or that's how you can reach out to us.
Wonderful. Again, hashtag bring Ashley home. You can reach out with any information. Nobody cares about what your name is. All we want is information.
Yes.
Just send us the information. That will be the blessing that we're looking for today. Thank you, Maurice, to you and your family. We send you blessings. We know things are going to be okay. I'm glad you were able to be on, and we'll keep posting it. We'll have it on all WVTC radio, WVTC station, all over the area. So we'll keep posting. We pray
Well,
for you.
thank you so much. And I have to say, you were the first one to reach out from the media, and that's appreciated. Your concern for the community, the work you do in the community, your genuine heart for people is greatly appreciated. We need more Etna Bells. And so thank you for reaching out, and thank you for doing this for us.
Oh, you are so welcome. Love you. It's all going to be okay.
Love you
And
too.
if you need to come back on, let us know. You
Will do.
yeah, the station is always available, so let me know.
All
Okay.
right. Thank you so much.
Love you. Take care.
All right. Love you. Bye now.
You know, um, too many times our young ladies go missing, and it appears that nobody cares. But I want you to know that somebody cares about this young lady. And if someone is holding her against her will, be not that person that causes agony for these children and for this family. Know that you have responsibility, not just to Ashley, but to this community and to her children, to her family. Know that you need to respond positively and make sure that Ashley comes home and that Ashley comes home safely. Um, Ashley is a wonderful young lady. She's from a wonderful family, a family that's been in this community for a long, long time. And when I talk about Maurice Morton has been a young man that has been doing work in this community for years and years and years, and you folks don't even know about. He's a deacon at Little Rock Baptist Church, one of the youngest deacons they've ever had, been a deacon for a long time. He was a headmaster, in other words, a principal at the School of Arts and Sciences on Jefferson. And if you'll remember, that school was the first school to appear on Oprah's show singing and representing Detroit, and the first one to be in the Thanksgiving Day parade. That school is doing wonderful work with young people in our area. Uh, Help Maurice's family, help Ashley, help us send the word out to bring her home. If you see something, say something. You don't have to tell anybody what your name is or where it's coming from. We just want you to say something to bring this young lady home safely. So thank you to Maurice. Thank you to your family. We will keep you in prayer. And we're just going to claim this. She's going to be okay. She's going to be okay. We just appreciate it. We're going to have a tune now shortly for those of you to listen. But while we're waiting for that tune to come, I just want to make sure that remind you of something. This is January 6th. The President of the United States was certified today. The election results were certified today, January 6th. I want you to know that it was quiet, wasn't it? Wasn't it quiet and peaceful? Compared to what happened on January 6, 2021, when our current president, well, when the former president, President Biden, was being certified. The Capitol was under attack. There were people killed. There were people beaten to death. All sorts of things happened. on January 6, 2021. Such a different day, but a different people, a different person. I want you to look at what has just happened. We're happy that there was no riot. We're happy that the Capitol was not under attack. But look at the people who were responsible for making sure that that did not happen. It was President Biden and the Democrats that were responsible for that not happening. Remember that. Remember that as we go to our song. And then I'll be back in a few moments with some more comments.
I'm black and I'm mad. I'm black and I matter. God created me to be who I am. Oh, I'm black and I matter. Yes, I'm black and I matter. God created me to be who I am. It doesn't matter how you view me. God created me for who I am. It doesn't matter what you say about me. I'm happy with who I am. It's not about color. It's not about race. It's God's amazing grace. Red, yellow, black, or white, we are precious in His sight. Oh, I'm black, and I matter. I'm black, yes, I matter. God created me to be who I am. Oh, yes, He did. Oh, I'm black and I matter. Look at me, I'm black and I matter. God created me to be who I am. So glad He did. It doesn't matter, hey, how you view me. God created me for who I am. It doesn't matter what you say about me. I'm happy with who I am.
We're back. And that song was so appropriate, so appropriate. Let's stand together. Let's love each other. Life is too short for us to squander it. We've got too much to do together. So let's see if we can't make this year right. And one of the first things we can do is bring Ashley home. That's one of the first things we can do this year is bring Ashley home. Start this year off on a positive note with making sure she gets back to her family. And as we talk about that, and then they just mentioned January 6th, I'm going to say it one more time. January 6th, 2021 was a whole lot different than January 6th, 2025. We had people who respect the rule of law, who respect authority, who respect outcomes of elections in January 2025. In January 2021, that did not hold true. There were those people who did not respect the law, did not respect the outcomes of election, who did not do the right things as relates to how the country is set to run. Unfortunately, that person is in office again. We're going to pray that his heart is touched and his mind is touched to respect the people, all the people of this country, to respect all the people of this nation, to respect the laws of this nation, so that we can indeed have a lawful, peaceful nation. We want that to happen. In 2025, there are going to be elections in Detroit. There are going to be elections in Michigan. We need to kind of decide how we're going to handle some of this. We need to decide how we're going to handle some of this because, we've got the election of a mayor coming. We've got the election of a governor coming. We need to think about how those things will impact us and how we will look at the people who say they want to be the leaders in those respective races. So it's going to be interesting, but I implore you to read, look at what these people say. Not only what they say, but look at what they have done. Don't let the word be the last thing. Let their actions be the last thing. Look at what they have done and how what they have done has impacted you. That's going to be very, very important, how it has impacted you and your lives. And so we look forward to having lively discussions about what's going to happen in those races. And we look to those people who are supposed to know how things go to help us make those decisions. Something coming up tomorrow that I want to talk about. Tomorrow, the new Wayne County Commission will be sworn in. Those folk, 15 of them, were elected this past November, and those 15 people will be sworn in tomorrow to serve 4-year terms. 4-year terms. I mentioned that because up until today, to this year, those terms have only been 2 years, and we have had to elect them every 2 years. New law has passed that says those people will be elected now every 4 years. And so we are looking forward to not having to run elections every 2 years and try to figure out who we want every 2 years, and giving those people 4 years to do their task. Because, it's a lot easier to try and run something for 4 years than it is for 2 years, because you know what happens. If you're a 2-year term, after the first year, you're starting to run for re-election again. So you got 4 years now. So you got 3 years before you have to start running for re-election again. And so we want to congratulate those Wayne County commissioners on their election and re-election to that office. They will be sworn in tomorrow at the county building on Griswold at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And so we congratulate all of those young persons who will be, I shouldn't say young. Of course, they're all younger than I am. So I guess they are young, huh? But to all those persons who will be re-elected. Rather re-elected and be sworn in. One of those persons happens to be very personal to me, my daughter, Wayne County Commissioner Alicia Bell will be sworn in for a 4-year term. It's hard for me to believe she's been in office over 20 years. That's just real hard to believe that she has been in office that many years. But yes, she has. Um, and so we congratulate her. And if all goes well, this is mother talking now. She will be reelected as the chairperson of the Wayne County Commission. That election will take place tomorrow too. So we'll see how that goes. Her colleagues will be electing her, or hopefully reelecting her as the chairperson of the Wayne County Board of Commissioners to lead that body, the largest county in Michigan, the 17th largest county in the nation. That's a lot. The 17th largest county in the nation. And she will be the chairperson of that body. That's pretty significant. Pretty significant. Yes, ma'am. And then the other thing, then we'll talk about this again, but right now we talk about it because she is going to be a candidate for the president of the National Association of Counties. And that election will take place in July at the National Convention of this year. So we're going to pray on that and pray that all will go well with that. But right now we've got one election at a time. We've got one tomorrow, and that will make sure that she remains chairperson of the Wayne County Board of Commissioners. Alicia is a young lady born in Detroit, raised in Detroit, graduated from Detroit Cass Technical High School. I know some people say, oh, no, not another Cass Tech graduate, but oh, well, yeah, there are a lot of them. But she'll be, she's a Cass Tech graduate of Florida A&M University School of Business and Industry, master's in education from Nevada, Las Vegas University in Las Vegas, Nevada, whatever the name of the university in Las Vegas, and has been in business, has taught, has done a number of things. And so very well qualified for the position she now holds. But the best news is she's got 2 wonderful children, my grandbabies. They are absolutely wonderful. Cranston Cardell Young graduates in June of this year. He's still deciding what school he wants to go to, but it looks like he's looking at Alabama A&M. So we're going to see how that works. Any Alabama A&M alumni out there, send me a message because I need to know something about Alabama A&M. I don't know a lot about Alabama A&M, so I need to know a lot. His grandma's talking. I need to know a lot about where my baby's thinking about going. So send me some information, everybody. And then my granddaughter Morgan is a junior. She'll be graduating next year. We're not sure where she's going to decide to go, but she'll be going someplace. And my grandson Grant just went back to Florida A&M University. We're so pleased he was able to get in before the storms came. He left on Saturday and got back before the storms came. And so he's all settled in his dorm room and all settled back. Want you to know that he finished his first semester of college, made the dean's list, 3 A's and 2 B's. How about that? Yes. So Grant James Johnson is doing well in college. We're real proud of him. So all is well. We're hoping that we'll be able to have the chairwoman of Wayne County Board of Commissioners, Alicia Bell, online. I don't know if she's dialed in yet, but she may have not come in yet. But as we think about what goes on the Wayne County Board of Commissioners, there are things that the county is involved in that people don't even know about. For instance, the county treasurer, Sabree, has just been involved with a deal with the First Independence National Bank, the only Black bank headquartered in Michigan, and particularly in Detroit. And they have worked up an arrangement with that bank and J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, where several millions, hundreds of millions of dollars will be going through those banks through the county funds. And if you know about banking, banks need money to stay alive. I know you think banks have all the money, but they need money from depositors and other businesses to stay alive. And that relationship with J.P. Morgan Chase and First Independence Bank and the Wayne County Treasurer's Office will allow the First Independence Bank to do some very, very great things in terms of helping small businesses and other things in the city of Detroit. So just a very special relationship. Treasurer Sabree is just a wonderful man, has done great things in the Treasurer's Office, and we really appreciate him and the efforts he has made. so that people will not have their properties foreclosed on, and so that the monies that come into the treasurer's office as they are recirculated back through the county are doing the kinds of things that will help Wayne County remain a strong and viable county as he works through the county commission and the county executive, Warren Evans, who's done a fantastic job with bringing Wayne County back from the brink of bankruptcy. And you probably know that when he took over, Wayne County was not in good shape. We were having some serious issues, but because of the efforts of Wayne County Executive Warren Evans, Wayne County is now in great shape. I tell you, great shape. And so we are really, really pleased to have a team such as Eric Sabree and Wayne County Executive Warren Evans and the chair of the county commissioner, Alicia Bell, as all of those folk work together to ensure that Wayne County is not only a viable county, but a successful county, a cutting edge county, a county that leads the way in thinking of ways to help the people in this particular county, the 17th largest county in the nation. That's important to note. That's important to note because when you think of all the counties in California and all the people that are in California and Texas and Florida and New York, and you think that Wayne County is the 17th largest county in the nation, that's significant. And those folk that are running that county should be commended for the kind of work that they do for the citizens of Wayne County. We have lots of things to work on as we look at what's going on in our city, in our county. One of the things that I want to bring up, and this one is probably one that many of you have heard about, but I want you to think about this. And I'm going to try not to be critical and try not to say a lot about it, but the Detroit public school system is going to be paying young people to come to school. And I guess for someone like me who used to go to school in snow and walk into school in snow and ice and rain and cold, and we didn't have cold snow days. There was no such thing as a snow day and there was no such thing as snow day when my kids were in school either. And now they're going to be paying young people to come to school. If you come to school 10 days uninterrupted, come to school every day for 10 days, I understand that they're going to get $200 and could be a maximum of either $1,000 or $2,000 for this period of time that they're running this program. I am just so outdone, and I guess maybe I shouldn't be. And I'm going to have some school board members help me with this because I'm having trouble with this. I got to tell you, I really am having a little bit of trouble. So I'm going to have some of my friends who are school board members help me with this because I need a little help with it. I need a little help understanding that, but I'm sure there's some good reason for it. And I was thinking about this over the weekend. And one of the things that I came up with was, okay, so we know that if young people are in school, if school districts have a certain percentage of young people in school, they get money. Their money from the state is determined by the percentage of young people that are in school. So if they fall below that number, and I'm gotta get the number right, and I'm not going to give you a number yet, but there is a certain percentage of that young people have to be in school in a school district for them to get the state aid money that they get for each child. And I think they get around $9,000 or so for each young person in the school district. And if they fall below a certain percentage in terms of attendance, well, they don't get all of that money for each child. So maybe, and I'm just speculating now because I don't know yet, but I'm going to check. Maybe this money that they're going to be paying these students is still not, it will help them reach the number they need to reach to get the state aid money per pupil that they would get for kids being in school. But I still have a problem with paying kids to come to school. Just do. And I'm going to hope that school board members can help me with this. Okay, school board members, I know all of you. So I'm gonna look to hear from somebody somewhere to help me understand. As a matter of fact, I believe there may be a school board meeting tomorrow evening. And if so, I'll be there because I'm going to have somebody help me understand why we're doing it and what the benefit is. And if you can explain to me why there's a benefit to doing it, I'm open-minded enough to receive that and understand it. But right now, I haven't gotten it. So help me understand, school board members. Help me understand because I know you're some smart people, so I know you got a reason for this. So I'm just gonna say okay, but I'm gonna have a school board member on in the next couple of weeks that's gonna help me understand this. Okay. I'm going to have to have a school board member on that will help me understand this. And I know you come on, you always do, to help me understand and help our community understand. It isn't just me, because I'm sure some of my listeners are thinking the same way I am. I'm just sure some of my listeners are saying, they're doing what? They're having the same reaction I had when I found out. Now my grandkids are just think that's pretty neat. They say, "Hey, Nana, we're gonna have some extra money." And I'm thinking, "Oh, okay, okay." and as Shirley Johnson has just said, what about Count Day? And I guess Count Day will be coming up. We'll find out when Count Day is. It'll be coming up soon, and we will find out just why we're going to be paying these young people $200 each for 10 days attendance. And this is supposed to go on so that I think for 4 weeks. And that will, or maybe it's more than 4, it's 10 weeks, because it's a total of $2,000 they can get. So it's going to go on for 10 weeks. And so maybe that's the issue, that Count Day is somewhere in there. And if we have the right percentage on Count Day, we'll get the amount of money that will normally get for each child when they send the money to the school districts. I'm sure that's got to be it, but that's okay. I'm going to wait and have somebody explain it to me. And when I've got it explained to me, I'm going to share it with you. As a matter of fact, I just may have one of the school board members come on and share with you in person. That way, it'll be much easier, much easier. I think we have someone on this come online to talk about Wayne County right now. County Commissioner Alicia Bell, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Looks like you just picked up your children. You're here in the car.
Yes, I am.
We can hear you. Well, welcome to the Community Bell Show. We're glad to have you. Can you hear us?
Thank you so much for having me. Happy New Year.
And a Happy New Year
Yes,
to you.
I can hear you.
Great. We
Thank
just
you.
wanted you to talk about what's going to happen tomorrow with Wayne County and some of the important things that are going to be going on in 2025 in Wayne County.
Oh, okay. So tomorrow, the commissioners get sworn in. There's 15 Wayne County commissioners from all across the county, all 43 municipalities in Wayne County. We get sworn in tomorrow, and then we vote for our leadership. Then after that, we'll go on with the business of Wayne County Commission work. A lot of contracts that we're still evaluating and analyzing, and we'll have those at our committees next week. And then our first full board of business will be the following week after that.
Wonderful. What are some of the things that were accomplished last year through the commission in terms of how supportive you've been of the community?
Sure. So we have to approve every contract that the county engages in has to be approved by the Wayne County Commission. So all of the projects, all of the contracts, that's from buying salt and cars to different programs, the commission has to approve. So a few things that we approved last year were a vision to learn. We signed up to partner with them to provide eyeglasses for children all throughout the county, except for Detroit, because they have their own program in Detroit. We started and kicked it off in Highland Park, and that was amazing to see those young people pick out cool new glasses, because some of them were taped together and just weren't, proper eyeglasses. So we have that program from last year.
Before you leave that program,
sure.
How does that work? I mean, does it come from a particular provider of eye care, or Where do the glasses come from, and who pays
There's,
for
there's a company called Vision to Learn,
them?
and we partnered with them and supplied some of the funding to help them buy the glasses for the children in Wayne County.
So did the children, were they able to go to an optometrist to see what kind of glasses they needed, or how did they
They
know what
brought the,
they
they
needed?
brought the optometrist to the school,
Oh, okay.
and they were able to get their eye exam at the school, and then they were able to pick out the colors of glasses that they wanted, from pink, purple, red, all the different colors of the rainbow, and they chose their own colors. Then we were able to put them on the kids. That was amazing to see them. And we partnered with the Pistons at that event too. So we had Hooper come out, the Pistons cheerleaders to come out, and made it a real party.
Oh, how nice. Very, very nice. That's a neat thing. A lot of this people just don't know about unless you're in that particular community, but everybody ought to know about those kinds of things so that they know that their elected officials are still doing things or really are doing things to benefit the community, and in particular, the children of the community.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was amazing. So we're going to do that throughout many of the school districts throughout the county.
That is great. That is great. Well, let us know, and we'd be glad to publicize where you're going to be and when you're going to be there on the station. So it's important that people know that their county officials are doing things for the people in the community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that was a big thing. I like that because we just did that around October, November timeframe. And to be there with those young people was really exciting.
Absolutely, absolutely. That is great. Now, what do you do with DWIN, Detroit
Uh,
Wayne
well,
Integrated Health?
we appoint board members. So the
Okay,
city of Detroit and the county of Wayne appoint board members, 6 from the county and 6 from the city. So we have board members that we appoint to that board to then govern DWIN.
okay. And tell people what DWIN is.
Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Networks. That's our mental health agency. It
Okay.
used to be called the Mental Health Agency of Wayne County. A few years back, they became their own authority. And with that, we have appointment powers, the city and the county. Actually, the county commission and the city council have appointment powers to appoint members of the board to that. So
Excellent.
that's the extent of what we do as it relates to that, because it's no longer a county department like it used to be.
Now they're their own authority now, so
They're
they
their
run
own authority.
themselves.
They
As a
run.
matter of fact, that's where the former police chief is now. Is that correct? He's the executive director of DWIN.
He's a CEO that the
Yeah.
board just had a search after Ed Doa left, and the chief of police James White put his hat in the ring and interviewed, and he was selected by the board to be the new CEO. So that's where he is right now. Behavioral health is near and dear to his heart, so that was a good fit for him.
Correct, because that's where he was before he became police chief, wasn't he? At the state behavioral health division
He
or
was
mental health division.
state civil justice or civil criminal division.
Okay,
They had retired once and then went to the state, and then they got him back to Detroit PD, and then now he's over there at DWIN.
okay, excellent, excellent. Well, it's so important to have an agency like DWIN, not just for all of the communities, but for the criminal justice side of it. So to
Mhm.
have him there knowing some criminal justice piece along with the other mental health pieces of it is important, because unfortunately there are people probably in many of our jails who probably should be in a mental health facility as opposed to in a jail facility.
Absolutely. And we have a relationship, the Wayne County Sheriff and Wayne County with DWIN, and making sure that those people who are not supposed to be in our jail, to the best of our ability, that we're trying to place them in mental health facilities so that they can get the treatment that they want. If they have mental health issues and or substance abuse issues, we're really making a concentrated effort to make sure that they're in treatment places and not in the jail. Across the country, jails are the largest mental health facilities for obvious reasons, but that shouldn't be. So we realize that, and we're trying to do the work to make sure that we're getting people in the treatment where they need to be.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Commissioner Bell, for being on the show with us today. We appreciate you. We know you're running. We'll have to have you back when you've got more time, but I know you've got 2 little people that you're chauffeuring back and forth and around the place in addition to doing your county commission job. So we appreciate your taking the time to be on the show today. We'll have you back a day when you have a little bit more time to talk about some of the county events, and you can, if you like, bring on one of your colleagues or some of your colleagues with us, to talk about some of the things they do.
Okay,
Or
sound.
some of the department heads possibly to talk about what departments are, because people sometimes don't know what goes on in county government. I'd like this year to be a year when we talk about what goes on in county government.
Okay,
So
absolutely.
let's try that. We thank you so much for being with us. The last thing I will say in our show today is bring Ashley home.
Yes.
We know that Ashley is out there. We're going to pray for her safety.
Yes.
And we're just going to say, bring Ashley home, hashtag bring Ashley home. Help us find Ashley, please. Ashley Elkins disappeared last Thursday. We want to bring her home. And then we know somebody out there knows something. So see something, say something, call the authorities, let them know where Ashley is, and we will be forever grateful to you, and you will receive blessings upon blessings for doing it. Thank you so much. Have a great, great week on this first week of January. We'll see you next week on the Community Bell Show.
Hey.
Thank you for listening to Community Bell with your host, former Wayne County Commissioner Edna Bell. This broadcast was brought to you by WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users. If you've enjoyed this broadcast, tell a friend to tune in. We'll see you next Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern to the Community Bell Show, right here on WVTC Radio Detroit. You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.
This is Reverend Dr. Jacqueline Nelson, President of Heritage Center for Religious Studies. I want to invite you to 2 incredible courses that are going to be taught in our winter quarter. Starting January the 6th, the first course that's going to be taught is Black Theology and the Black Social Gospel. The second course is Effective Preaching for the World Today. You don't want to miss these courses. Come on and be at Heritage Center. I promise you, you'll grow and you'll be better in the call that God has on your life.
Hi, I'm Edna Bell. Please watch me on WVTC Radio Detroit at 4 o'clock every Monday. WVTC Detroit is your place to be. Edna Bell, the Community Bell Show. I'm your host.
You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.